You are gonna want this in your life. Let me show you a delicious pork carnitas recipe. This one is very easy to do, not a lot of ingredients, and it is fantastic. It's perfect for meal prep too. I'm doing a double recipe here, but I'm gonna give you the ingredients for the regular recipe. Start with a 4-pound pork butt, boneless. Cut this into steaks. I couldn't find boneless, so I ended up going with a bone in, but after the sous vide, the bone pulled right out. Once you get the steaks cut, season both sides with salt, pepper, and garlic. After you get both sides seasoned, throw this back in the refrigerator and let the seasoning sit on these steaks for about an hour. While you're waiting for that, get your sous vide up to temperature. You're gonna cook these at 160 degrees. You're gonna rough chop 1 onion. I'm using 2 here because again, this is a double recipe. Now get the juice from 1 orange. You can just use orange juice if you want to, but the fresh squeezed juice is a little bit better and you only need 1. Something else you're gonna wanna do is hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Get all this stuff into some bags and prep for the sous vide. With the 4-pound recipe, I normally use 2 bags to fit all these steaks in. But I used 3 for this because I was making a double recipe and I needed more space. Once you get everything in the bags, start throwing in your seasonings. Just split up the chopped up onion, half in one bag, half in the other, or in my case, I did a third, and third. Then take a cinnamon stick, just chuck 1 in the bag, or 1 in each bag. Same thing with the bay leaf, 1 in each bag. After that, if you're doing 2 bags, put half the juice in 1 bag, half the juice in the other. I did a third, obviously, because just the way I split these up into 3 bags. Get everything roughly mixed up in there. This is pretty much like a dump meal you would do for a crock pot. You just throw everything in there, mix it all up, get the air out of these bags, put it in the sous vide, and then you're gonna let it cook in the sous vide at 160 degrees for 24 hours. 24 hours later and the meat is done. Open up your bags and get that bay leaf and the cinnamon sticks out of there. Then you're just gonna pull all of the meat out and get it onto a broiler pan or some other sort of sheet pan. If you do end up using a bone in like I did, you see that bone just pulls right out. After 24 hours, this stuff is so soft, you just pull the bone right out. Now pull your pork. Some people use forks for this. I just do this by hand with the barbecue gloves. To really step up the flavor game, hit this with some barbecue rub. I use my own homemade barbecue rub. It's a sweet, savory one with brown sugar, cayenne, paprika, salt, pepper, garlic. I think there's some other stuff in there, but any barbecue rub that you like will work for this. Just season it. You can go heavy-handed, give it a mix up, season it a little bit more, get it ready for the broiler. The meat's done cooking. All we're doing is putting it in the broiler to get a little bit of a char, a crisp to it. It adds a little bit more flavor, lets that barbecue rub sink in, but that crisp, charred edges on the pulled pork make this fantastic. I mean, you can just eat it as is, but a little bit of char and crisp to it really makes these carnitas pop. Broil it for a little while. Once you see those char bits, give it a mix, turn it over, turn the bottom to the top. When you're done, it should look like this. It smells fantastic, and that char adds a little bit of extra pop. Now it's time to build your carnitas. Get whatever size tortilla you want. I'm using taco tortillas. Normally I make these with salsa verde. This time I went with pico de gallo, and I enjoyed it. I really like the flavor, and I like the big chunks in the pico de gallo. Top it off with a little bit of fresh cilantro, and it's time to eat. I love this recipe for a lot of reasons. Number 1, the flavor, but it's really easy to make. You just kind of throw the ingredients in there, let them cook, boil it up the next day, and then plate them. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.